Sis, listen! Hey Jessica, what happened? It's really funny. I poured beer on a customer today. What? What are you doing? I was pissed off at the customer's attitude. Then the manager told me not to come back tomorrow. I lost my job, and so I'm unemployed from today. Well, it was just a boring part-time job. Really? I'm sure they would have fired you for that. But I couldn't help it. I was so pissed off. So, I'm moving in with you starting tomorrow. What do you mean by that? Why are you moving in my house? I haven't heard anything about that from my husband. Because I haven't told my brother anything yet. I know he'll tell me to go back to my parents' house because he's an annoying brother. That's why I'm telling my sister-in-law. I'm your sweet little sister now, so you will listen to me, right? But I have to check with my husband. And besides, why don't you just go back to your parents' house? I don't want to do that. What? Why not? Jessica, you were close to your parents, right? My parents are farmers. If I go back, they'll make me help them. And I won't be able to hang out with my friends in the countryside. I don't mind going back to that muddy place sometimes, but I don't want to live there again. City life suits me better. I'm like a city girl, right? I'm skinny and cute. That's why the countryside doesn't suit me. That's your only reason? It wouldn't make much difference if there was just one more person in your house, right? I don't think so. I have a daughter in high school. I'm sure she'd reject it more than my husband. Michaela, right? Wow, she's in high school now? I met her when she was just a little girl. I know. So would you look elsewhere instead of my house? If you can't find anywhere else, you should contact your parents. And I don't care how pissed off you are at the customer's attitude. If you pour beer on them, of course, you'll get fired. You're responsible for your own actions. Why are you so cold? We're not related by blood, but you used to treat me like a real sister. Or have you forgotten the old times? I know, but it's not so easy situation. I have a family too. If you really don't have anywhere to go, I'll try to talk it over with my husband. I told you, I don't have anywhere to go. Actually, I tried contacting my parents, but they said no. Really? I don't think they'd say no. I think I've heard that farmers are always looking for people to help out because it's so hard work. Maybe you just haven't contacted her because you don't want to work for a farmer? What? So you don't believe me? That's terrible! It's not like that. But I'm already ready to live at your house. What? What do you mean? I'm at the front door of your house right now. So even if you say no, I'm going to move in, even if I have to force myself. You never had a veto right from the beginning, okay? I just messaged you first as a courtesy. What the hell are you thinking? It's just until I find another job. I don't plan on staying that long. Okay, I'll explain it to my husband. Just make sure you find a job, okay? Thanks! Well then, I'm your new family member in the house now. My name is Sam. I'm a 42-year-old housewife. I live with my husband and my daughter who is in high school. And the person I was talking to earlier is my husband's sister, Jessica. She's 35 years old and she doesn't have a real job. It seems like she hasn't shaken off that student vibe as she hangs out with her friends every day. Even when our daughter was just born, she came to stay with us. At that time, we became good friends. Back then, she was still young, and I thought it was normal to hang out like that every day. But now that she is 35 years old, this situation is too much to bear. She had stayed over at our place before, and this time around, she pretty much invited herself to crash with us. So we're back to those days of being in her whirlwind. And we had no idea that she would do something like that to us. Where are you? It's almost 11 at night. When the hell are you coming back? Why are you talking like a mother? I'm just chilling with my friends at the bar. I'll probably be home around 2 a.m. What are you doing at 35 years old? Besides, I can't have you coming home that late every day. I'm 35. That's why I'm not coming home late. I'm not a minor, so don't mess with me. If you want to show your motherly love, can you do it only for Michaela? I'm not bothering you by coming home late, right? Yes, you are bothering me. I guess you don't know that because you've been drinking, but you always come home screaming. No way that's true! Stop making things up! You just don't know it. My husband has to work early in the morning and he wakes up because of you. Moreover, Michaela is in an important phase right now, and she has things she needs to focus on. Oh! About Michaela? She's graduating soon, right? She's such a snob these days. What? What do you mean? When I come home at night, I see the light on in your room. I go to talk to her, but I don't know if it's because she's wearing headphones, but she ignores me. What kind of daughter is that? I mean, ignoring someone older is just bad manners, right? I'm really surprised. Right now, Michaela has something she's focusing on. She's probably immersed in her own world. In that situation, we're trying not to disturb her by avoiding unnecessary conversations. By focusing, you mean studying, right? Why don't you tell her that studying too much is a waste of time? I don't mind if you point that out. Just don't get involved with Michaela for now. And if you come home late at night, I'll lock the door. What? Do I have curfew now? That's hilarious. But it's no use, you know. I made a spare key for the house just in case something like this happens. I can't believe you did that. Making a spare key without permission? How could you do that? Well, it's my house, right? It's not your house. I mean, it's my house where I live now, okay? So, I'll be home when I want to be home. I won't let you complain. What position are you in to say such things? So today, I'm gonna get wasted and then I'm going home in the morning. Hey, are you going out again today too? Yeah, I'm going to a concert today, and I'm going to a party till morning. So, see ya, sis. No, my husband warned you not to come home late, didn't he? Yeah, I think he said something like that, but when it comes to arguments, I'm stronger than my big brother. I don't really care what he says. If you come home late at night again, I'll ask you to leave this house. What? Why? What's wrong with you? Suddenly kicking me out? What's wrong with you? That's my line. We agreed that it would just be until you found a new job, right? And now you're hanging out around every day. Are you even looking for a job? You're not going to stay at home without a job forever, are you? That's rude. I'm looking for a job. Really? Then did you go to even one job interview? I didn't go to any. I'm just trying to enjoy being unemployed for a little while now. What the hell is that? Where's the money coming from? You don't have any savings, do you? If it's about money, I don't have a problem. What? Why? I got $5,000 from your purse. What? Why are you stealing people's money without permission? You're a thief. I can't believe it. Thief? You're overreacting. We're family. Even if you're family, if you steal money without permission, you're a thief. That's why I had so little money in my wallet. Well, I need to have fun in my life. But you didn't have much money in your wallet. $5,000 is not enough for me. You're so poor. Then work and earn your own money. I'll work when I feel like it. But right now, I don't have to work to play. If you don't work anymore and continue to live at home, you will get a warning from my husband. My brother is weaker than me, so it's useless. I'm the strongest one in this house right now. If you want to warn me, you can do it as much as you want. Don't think you can control me with that. We're the homeowners, remember? So if I ask you to leave, you'll leave. I'm not leaving. I have a spare key. And if you kick me out, I'll just go back in. I'm still going to enjoy being unemployed. Hey, Sam. I'm going to drink with my friends until morning again. I want some soup when I get home, so please make it for me. Why don't you make it yourself? You're always cold, but I was able to raise money today too. Thanks for everything. Where did you get the money? My wallet was hidden and nothing was taken from it. Oh, that's why I couldn't find it when I looked for it. But today, I changed my point of view. What do you mean? The JEWELRY. No way. Yup, I found it hidden on a shelf and sold it to a friend. And my friend paid me $5,000 for it. Bring it back to me right now. That jewelry is a treasure that Micaela gave me on my birthday last month. I can't allow you to sell it without permission and use the money for your drinks. This is absolutely unacceptable. Give it back now. That's funny. Don't get mad at me for just selling the jewelry that your daughter gave you. I know it's not a rare jewelry. It was only worth $5,000. What are you talking about? My daughter worked so hard to choose this gift for me. Give it back now. But I already sold it to my friend. Then get it back from your friend. But she's already gone. I can't ask her to return it now. But if you were wealthier, I wouldn't have to do things like this. What do you mean by that? Are you blaming me? Well, the house is falling apart, and there's hardly anything valuable here, you know. If you had something more expensive, I would have sold it. Like brand bags and brand wristwatches. We don't have anything like that. The only jewelry I found was only $5,000. I want to live a richer life. Is that something you, as a freeloader, should be saying? Why don't you experience the importance of earning your own money? Then, you won't be able to say such a thing. But I've already made money to spend for my night out today. If I can sell that piece of rock for $5,000, that's good enough for me, right? That jewelry, it's $100,000. Huh? $100,000? There's no way that's possible. I sold it for $5,000. That's because your friend clearly doesn't know the value of that jewelry. Wait a minute. That means I lost that much? Why would you even think like that? The jewelry was given to me as a gift in the first place, so you should get it back immediately. But why? There's no way Micaela, a high school student, can afford such expensive jewelry. It's definitely not true that it's $100,000. Don't you know about her? You seem to be talking to Micaela a few times, but I guess she never told you. She always ignored me when I tried to talk to her, so I didn't hear anything. And what's that? Micaela is a famous YouTube singer. She doesn't show her face, but she has about 2 million subscribers. You're kidding! What's her name on YouTube? She goes by ABO. ABO? That famous anonymous singer? She's Micaela? I always listen to her songs on YouTube. I'm glad you know her too, Jessica. Yeah, of course. She's so popular now that no one doesn't know her, but her voice is totally different. Do you mean the difference between her singing voice and her natural voice? She's doing YouTube without her friends finding out, so she changes her voice a little when she talks on the internet. What? That sounds so professional. Well, of course. She earns money and she's a professional. I'm surprised you even know her YouTube channel. And she's even started her own brand. Wow! By the way, how much is her income? I guess it will be $300,000 a year. She just started 8 months ago. What? She's that rich? Then why do you live in that shabby house? I thought you were a poor family. I would never have thought that there was such a big star in this family. My daughter suddenly became rich, but we are happy with the life we already have. We've never been that extravagant. I see. So, the jewelry Micaela gave you? You said it was worth $100,000? Was that true? That's what I said, right? You'll return it, right? If you don't, I'll file a claim for damages, okay? I'm contacting my friend about it now, so please wait for me. But I didn't think she had that much money. Then I don't have to work anymore. What? What are you talking about? It's enough money for me to live and go party every day. About $6,000 a month is enough for me. Micaela is a kind kid, so I think she'll lend me some money. I don't think that's possible. Why not? It's not impossible. It's only natural that you would lend money to your precious family member, isn't it? Precious family member? Don't make me laugh. What's so funny? Don't laugh. It's funny. She told us that she hates you a lot, so that is why she wouldn't lend you any money. Besides, I mentioned that Micaela is currently focusing on something, right? Oh yeah, but what does that have to do with anything? She started writing a new song since the day you moved in. What? So what? She said she wrote the song while thinking about you whom she hates. I saw a little bit of the lyrics and I could feel how much she hates you. When I think about that song, it's pretty silly for you to talk about money and consider yourself an important family member. Why? Did I do something to Micaela? You stay at my house like you own the place, and you disturb Micaela late at night. You stole money without permission and did whatever you wanted. So yeah, you did a lot of things. She said just being in the same house with someone like you is irritating. Then why didn't you just tell me directly? She always ignores me when I talk to her. That's Micaela's way of expressing herself. By the way, that new song is going to be uploaded on YouTube today, so why don't you check it out? I don't know if you will be mentally strong enough to handle it. I don't know if I'll have the mental capacity. But you can't talk bad about me like that. Wait a minute. What's wrong? I just got a reply from my friend who sold the jewelry for $5,000. She told me she sold it at a pawn shop. What should I do? What? No way. But if you explain the situation to the pawn shop, they will give it back, right? She said she got $100,000 from that. I told her that that's my money, but she won't listen to me. I told them to give it back, but she said it was my fault for not knowing the value of that jewelry. Well, that is true. Then you will have to buy it back from the pawn shop. Go get it back before someone else buys it. How can I do that? I can't afford $100,000. I don't even have a job. Then why don't you work? No way. I still want to enjoy my unemployed life. But you have to start working tomorrow. What? What do you mean? I've talked it over with my husband, and he won't let you stay at home anymore. That's terrible. Then how am I supposed to make a living from now on? Get out of my house and go to work. I don't want to work. I want to live as an unemployed for the rest of my life. Even so, I've already contacted them. Contacted who? Your parents. They will pick you up tomorrow morning, so you should go back home with them. Why are you being so selfish? I don't want to hear it from you, who's done whatever you wanted at our house all this time. I don't want to go to my parents' house. I'm fine working somewhere, but not with my parents. I'll get a part-time job somewhere in the city. I'm not going to let you work alone because I don't feel safe with someone who gets fired for pouring beer on customers when she gets a part-time job. It would be best to have my in-laws keep an eye on you, right? From tomorrow, you will be an asset as a farmer. Good luck with that. No! I still want to have fun with my life. I'm a city girl who has freedom. Working in the mud as a farmer is too miserable. I absolutely hate it. Don't mock your parents' business. You're too old to be playing around all the time. Besides, if you work on a farm, you get paid well. Use that money to pay me back the $100,000 for the jewelry. Then I won't have any money to go party with. Are you still thinking about that? I've explained everything to my in-laws, by the way. They said they'd give me the money as a salary, minus the money you have to pay back. Oh no! Okay, it was my fault until now. But Michaela, she's making a lot of money. Can we forget about the $100,000? What are you talking about? Of course it's impossible. Please, I'll work. I don't want to live with my parents. What are you talking about? You never even looked for a job before. You won't work unless you're forced into a corner. Work hard so you don't have to run away from your parents. And of course, don't forget to pay me back. It's terrible. They're coming to get you tomorrow. You can enjoy your last drink with your friends today. Oh, and don't even think about running away. Your parents said if you did, they'd come after you and get you. Then you'll have to live with even more strict surveillance and work. Goodbye. The next day, her parents came to pick up Jessica, and she was safely taken away. She is now working as a farmer under strict parents while crying. The $100,000 jewelry Michaela gave me was never returned after all. So, she had to pay me back every month from her salary. She is always being watched by her parents, so even if she wants to run away, she can't. At first, she complained that she wanted to go to the city for a night out. But after being severely scolded by her parents, she is now working quietly. After that, Michaela said she wanted to give something to me. She wrote a song to express her gratitude to me and sang it for me. It's a song that only I can hear, and it will never be released to the world. I was very moved. And Michaela's new song became a big hit. It makes me laugh to think that Jessica is listening to it. Her family will continue to support Michaela's music career.
I did it! Ron and I finally got married. A long-awaited moment. I am his wife now. Wow, you really got married. You're insane getting married to a guy who you stole from your best friend. You're frightening. I can't believe you won't even celebrate your best friend who just got married. I'm not going to invite you to my wedding if you are going to be so mean. You're unbelievable. You're even planning a wedding? How could you? When you stole a husband from your best friend? There is no law that says you can't have a wedding if you marry someone else's husband. What? I mean, it's pretty common nowadays. I see many celebrities do the same. It's a new form of love. I don't understand what you're blaming me for. How can you be so blasé about it? It's true love itself to overcome obstacles and get married. I'm not ashamed of it. It's rather something to be proud of. How can you be proud of your love when you hurt someone over it? And to top it off, you stole your best friend's husband. You both betrayed me and hurt me. How dare you say something like that? It wasn't intentional. I just happened to fall in love with my best friend's husband. The situation would have been different only if you had married him. What? Are you saying it's my fault? Oh, sorry. It's not your fault. I guess it's my fault for being prettier and more attractive than you. Huh? I'm really sorry I made your husband fall head over heels for me. Ron seems to have fallen in love with me more than I imagined. He says he wants to show everyone my beautiful dress at the wedding. So, we're planning to have a pretty big ceremony. A big wedding? How can you afford such a big wedding? You guys have no money saved up after you paid my alimony and property division. Oh, we're fine. After all, he's the eldest son of a famous family of doctors. I heard that the wedding gift alone will bring in tens of grand. That's enough for a wedding, isn't it? Well, I remember we ended up receiving about 80 grand with our wedding. I guess his friends are all well off and generous. That's a lot. If that's the case, I'm sure we will receive twice as much. I'm prettier than you, and he's madly in love with me. I'm sure the guests will give us more congratulatory gifts, saying that we are a better match than he was with his ex-wife. I doubt if it will go so well. We'll then put the extra money for our honeymoon. And when we come back, we'll build a gorgeous mansion. I can't stop smiling how my life is going to be a success. A honeymoon and a mansion? You are going to spend so much. It's nice, isn't it? Ron promised me. He said he will prepare everything for me. What? He is the son of a famous doctor indeed. He's planning to prepare any amount of money for me. That's how much he loves me. What? He's going to build me a house with a garden in the very prestigious area. I feel sorry for you that he left you. You know he can't get a loan. What? You should be sorry for your own brain. You're so carried away by his sweet talk that you're completely blind to the reality. You're beyond pathetic. In fact, you're hilarious. Wait, what did you say? What do you mean Ron can't get a loan? That means he can't build me his dream mansion. Ron is bankrupt. That's why he can't get a loan from the bank. What? He's bankrupt? He used too many revolving payments with his credit card when he was in college. That's how his debt got so big that he had to file bankrupt. From revolving payments? He was very spoiled. No offense, but he's so naive. In the end, he couldn't pay it off by himself, so he cried asking his parents for help. But his parents didn't help him. They made him file bankruptcy, telling him that he had to learn his lesson. You're kidding. I didn't hear anything about that. Well, now you know. What? Don't be discouraged. Filing for bankruptcy doesn't mean the end of the world. You can always save up and buy a mansion with cash. How many years do you think it would take me to save up to buy a house? It doesn't matter if Ron is a doctor. There's no way we can save our cash to build a mansion. Well, you two should discuss that. It's none of my business.
Screw you, bitch! How dare you say unnecessary things to Lynn? She wants a divorce because of you.
What? What's wrong with telling her the truth? She was a misunderstanding, and I felt sorry for her.
What the hell?
You can no longer get a loan because of your credit history. That's why you can't build her a mansion. It's only a fact, and I feel sorry for Lynn that you show her a dream that will never come true.
Shut up! You have no say in this. I don't need a loan to build a house. I have rich parents. I cried and asked for help, and my parents said they'd buy me a house in cash.
What? Your parents said that?
That's right. I asked them expecting they would say no, but they said they'd get it for me. They said that it's going to be their wedding gift for me and Lynn.
No way! Your parents are decent people with strict morals. They didn't even help you with your revolving credit.
Sure, my parents are strict, but they are parents after all. In the end, they love their son very much. Life is easy when you have rich parents.
I guess. Despite the fact that you're broke and you hurt your ex-wife's heart, you sound absolutely fine with everything.
I almost panicked when I had to file a bankruptcy, but it was fine. Doctors don't get disbarred from bankruptcy, not like lawyers. Plus, my parents are rich, so I am invincible. You should feel sorry for yourself for getting dumped by someone nice like me.
How dare you try to make me feel anxious? I heard his parents are going to get a big house for us.
I heard that. Ron just told me about it.
When I heard about the bankruptcy, I was so nervous. But if I can get the mansion, I'm going to reconsider the divorce. I'm going to live happily with him as we planned.
I really didn't expect his parents to go that far for you.
But it's only natural, isn't it? Because I'm more beautiful and prettier than his ex-wife. I'm sure any parents would want to be nice to a wife like me.
What?
Ron just told me. His parents asked him what kind of house I want to live in. They were actually asking my preference. I'm sure they'll build me a mansion that fulfills all my wishes.
What was it? A house with a huge yard in a prestigious area?
That's right. I prefer it to be close to the center of the city so that I can easily go shopping with his money. And a big yard is a must because I've always dreamed of having a big dog. I also wanted a luxurious atrium, a gorgeous kitchen, and a jacuzzi. All of those will be going to come true.
You didn't ask his parents all of that, did you? A house like that will cost over $1 million.
That's more than you can afford for their lovely daughter-in-law. I'll be able to show them grandchildren eventually. In fact, they should get me a house worth $1 million right away.
What?
His parents will get us a dream house, right? A mansion with a big yard in a prestigious neighborhood? Exactly the kind of house I deserve.
You'll be living in a shabby apartment with no bathroom. You know that?
What?
That's exactly the kind of house you deserve after stealing your best friend's husband. Enjoy your marriage life in an old, tiny apartment.
Hey, why are you acting so weird all of a sudden? That's not what his rich parents are getting us. Of course not. They even came asking me what kind of house I want.
Did they say they would give you everything you wanted? They told me they'd get you a house exactly the opposite of what you asked for.
What?
Actually, Ron's parents contacted me just now. They said that they were going to prepare a house for his idiot son and his wife. They asked me where I live because they want to find an apartment further away from mine. It's really sweet of them to be so considerate of their son's ex-wife.
What?
So, I asked them a few questions. It seems that you guys are going to get a shitty apartment instead of a mansion. They said that it's good enough for a shameful couple.
You're kidding. That's not true. Ron said he'd get me a huge mansion. He said it works if he goes crying and begging his parents. There's no way it's going to be a shabby apartment with no bath.
You're completely mistaken. It seems that Ron did beg his parents, but I doubt that they actually told him that they will get him a mansion.
What?
As far as what Ron said, I don't think his parents said anything about a mansion.
Well, it doesn't matter what they actually said. His son got a new wife. She's prettier than his ex-wife. It's only normal that the parents would prepare a nice, big house for the new couple. There's no way they would get their son and his wife a tiny, shabby apartment. I think they must be annoyed for being expected to do something normal by such a dishonest son and his wife. Huh? Many people congratulate his son for his marriage. Then he cheated on his wife with her best friend and got married. Why should his parents do anything nice for such a dishonest and unfaithful son? Unfaithful? We're together because of our true love. Plus, I think our situation is so cool. What's wrong with marrying after a dramatic love affair? You lack common sense and morals. His parents are getting you a shitty apartment, and in return, they are going to cut ties with you. They don't want anything more to do with the stupid couple. What? Cut ties? You mean with me too? I'm going to have them a grandson someday, and they're cutting off ties with us? Sounds like it. I don't think you can ever depend on your rich in-laws for the rest of your life. No. But you shouldn't be so depressed. No matter how much your parents-in-law hate you or how much you live in a shitty apartment, you have a husband now who is a doctor. As long as you're with him, you'll be able to crawl your way up again. I guess you're right. My husband is indeed a doctor. It doesn't hurt me even if his parents cut us off. He should be able to build a mansion for me eventually.
Help me, Ashley. You still have my parents' number, right? Can you get in touch with them? Connect me with my parents, will you?
What's wrong? What do you mean?
I went to work this morning and they told me I'm fired. My dad, who's the director of the clinic, said that he doesn't need me anymore. He said he can't have an insolent person in a place where we handle people's lives.
He really is a man with strict morals. And not only he applies to himself, but also to his son. How impressive.
Exactly. And I lost my job because of that. I'm a doctor and now I'm unemployed. Plus the house my parents gave me is a shabby old apartment. I'm unemployed and living in a shack. I can't get worse than this.
It's better than being homeless or disbarred. Stop whining to your ex-wife and go get a new job.
I know that. But no one will hire me because my dad is connected to almost everyone in the medical industry around here.
What? You mean all the hospitals in the city?
I contacted all the big hospitals in the city and the ones in my neighborhood, but I get the same reaction the moment I disclose myself. They all refuse to hire me.
Wow, your parents are really famous in the field. I had no idea your parents are so widely known.
What's the point of having a medical license if I can't get a job? Doesn't mean a thing.
That's true, but it's really none of my business, so goodbye. You have a wife to take care of. Good luck finding a job.
What? Hold on a second. You're going to abandon me in this situation?
Excuse me?
I'm in a very difficult and pitiful situation right now, so hurry up and call my parents and talk to them for me. You can say something like, he's already sorry enough, so you should forgive him. You're going to have to convince them for me.
You're so hopeless. I'll tell your parents. I'll tell them that you're not sorry at all. Keep up with what they are doing because it's really working.
What?
Don't you dare come weeping to your ex-wife. I don't care how much you're screwed or if you live in poverty. In fact, starting off very poor like that will be a better memory of the honeymoon period of your marriage. So, enjoy it with Lynn. No one told me that I'm going to be living so shabby like this. Please, Ashley, let me and Ron live in your house. Are you serious? I'm having a hard time because this apartment is much worse than I imagined. I'm allergic to dust mites, so my eyes itch, and my skin has horrible reactions from it. I have no choice but to move out. Then why my place? I heard a rumor that you've moved into a nice apartment with alimony and property division you received from me and Ron. I even heard that your place is huge.
It's not huge, but I do have plenty of space, and I also have a rooftop terrace. I placed lots of greens there, and it's like having a nice garden.
Oh, I can't believe you're the only one who gets to live so well. We paid for the place, so it's practically our house. I think Ron and I have the right to live there too.
There's no such thing, and my place is already over capacity. Sorry, but I found this place because my boyfriend specifically wanted a bigger space. Now that we have completed our love nest, will you please stop interrupting?
A love nest? You got a new boyfriend? Already?
He's a wonderful guy. Good looking with beautiful blonde hair and a big heart. He's so kind, and he supported me when I was really heartbroken.
You've got such a nice boyfriend, and here I am with an unemployed husband. This is not fair.
Thanks to him, I'm very happy every day now. In a way, I'm grateful to you, Lynn. If you hadn't steal Ron from me, I wouldn't have met him.
What? Not fair. I'm stuck here in this shitty apartment with an unemployed husband, and you're the only one living with a nice boyfriend in a huge apartment.
Well, let's wish best for both of us. Take care. I'm sure some of you may have noticed. The good-looking blonde boyfriend I mentioned is actually my new dog. I just recently moved to a pet-friendly apartment with more space. Lynn still seems to have it all wrong. I hear that she's very depressed now, thinking that her life is much shittier than mine. As for my ex-husband Ron, I heard that he was finally hired by a private hospital at the far end of the outskirt. But his income was drastically reduced from the time when he was working at his parents' hospital. The hospital is taking advantage of him, knowing that he has no other place to go. He's forced to do a lot of non-important chores and hard night shifts. He seems to be complaining and lamenting every day, saying that his parents are famous doctors.